Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the beginning of the Arcane River. I haven't really started it just yet, but we will be going through so much of the new content that we unlock at level 200. And to start off this video, we're going to go straight into our 5th job advancement. Once we hit level 200, we'll be able to do our 5th job. And from the 5th job advancement, we unlock the new area called the Arcane River, and we also get our 5th job skills, which will help us clear a lot more of the content. You'll be able to start it off in your light bulb, and it will bring you here to the Temple of Time. And it's a pretty short pre-quest that will take you about maybe 10 minutes to do. They've changed it a lot, so we don't have to go through the Dark World tree anymore, so hopefully this doesn't take me too long. I'm just going to go through it now, and I'll see you guys in just a bit. And with that completed, we get our 5th job advancement. You can confirm this by checking your 5th job tab, and you should be able to see something called the V Matrix. This is the new skill system that we'll be using from level 200 onwards. So don't worry too much if you don't understand it just yet. There's a lot of things you have to understand to be able to use this properly. But generally speaking, you can put the new skills that you get from this, and this will be your new 5th job skills. So after slotting in all the new skills, you can see here in the 5th job tab, it's just like in any other job where you get these new skills. There's a lot of different things that we can use in the V Matrix, but I'll get to that at a later time. But for now though, just understand that these are your new skills and you can use them just like any other skills you've unlocked so far. Before we can do anything else, we have to finish off this first quest called A Greater Power. This is the quest that unlocks the Arcane River for us, and it's the very first intro quest. You can't do anything else until you finish this one at the very least, so let's quickly go do that one. Once we get into the Arcane River, they will get us to kill 1 happy Erda. It used to be 10, but now they've reduced it down to 1 to make this a little bit more easy. So let's go and try to kill 1 happy Erda. This might be a bit difficult because the first one that you kill is quite strong, and there's a pretty good chance that you might die, so let's hope that we might be able to kill something before it kills us. It took us a bit of time, but we got there in the end. Let's go hand in the rest of this quest. And there we have it, we finished up the first quest in the Arcane River. Now we get this arcane symbol, so this will help us go through the Arcane River a little bit easier. If you did the quest I just did, you'll notice that you'll be doing very little damage to the mobs, and that's just because it's showing to show you that you need Arcane Force to be able to kill them. So it's intentionally hard, so don't worry too much about it, you're not going to do that little damage. So now that we equip the arcane symbol, we should be able to do okay damage in the Arcane River. Now before I step into the Arcane River, let's quickly go through some of the rewards that we get for hitting level 200. A lot of these rewards you won't actually be able to claim until you do the quest I just did, the quest for A Greater Power. But now we should be able to access a lot of the new things that they've given us. Starting off with the Terror Burning level 200 rewards. It'll give us 30 node stones, which is fantastic. The way you use these node stones and any node stones that you get in the future, you just simply have to open it and use them like any other use item. But it is a little bit annoying to use and double click and open up the menu, so what a lot of people do is they put it on a hotkey and they just hold it down. Also for finishing your 5th job advancement, you also get an extra 5, so let's open these up as well. Also for finishing level 200, you also get these Adventure Support Box, which is another 20 node stones and 15 arcane selectors. We won't be using the arcane selector just yet, and we're not in a rush to open the node stone, so I won't open this box just yet, but I will keep this in the back of my mind that I will open this at some point. In this event, on top of your Terror Burning character, you get 2 Terror Burninators, which basically lets you create any existing character and turn it into a burning character like this one. I'm not going to go through that just yet because I don't know which characters I want to burn, but just know that you do get in total 3 Terror Burn characters, which is insane. Anyway, that's enough talking for the time being. The next part I need to go through is the Arcane River pre-quests. So it's a long story that you have to go through that gets you to kill a lot of the mobs in the Arcane River. You'll need to do this to be able to unlock the Arcane River dailies. This is going to take me a little bit of time, so I'm going to go run off and do that. So while I was doing the Vanishing Journey pre-quests, I decided to also pop some EXP coupons. The reason for this is because we are actually going to be killing a lot of things along the way. You got to kill a fair amount of the mobs to get enough of the drops. and you do it up to 12 times. So the XP coupons were very nice and it gave me a lot of XP along the way. Another thing to keep in mind is that you should be using the stones that they give you from getting level 200. All you gotta do is you can use them, and then if you look on my screen you can see that there's a little bar that slowly fills up as I kill things, and when you fill it up it gives you a potion that gives you a good amount of EXP. So it's kind of like double EXP but in a consumable. So this quest line is quite important because when you finish it, it unlocks the dailies that you can do, and these dailies allow you to get more arcane symbols so you can start working on your Vanishing Journey arcane symbol. It gives you more arcane force and more stat as you level it up, and it's probably one of the easiest ways to make progression in the game. While you're doing these pre-quests, keep in mind to use your 5th job skills as it helps a lot with clearing out the mobs. As a Corsair, I really enjoyed using the 5th job skills. A lot of them hit a lot of mobs at the same time, especially compared to the 4th job skills. These new 5th job ones make short work of the mobbing. After I finished the pre-quest for Vanishing Journey, I decided to try out the new leveling method that came with this event, which is the Starbridge minigame. You can do this with up to 2 other people, and it's just a game where you try to connect the dots and recreate the constellation on the right side. You can do this up to twice a day, and it gives you a good amount of EXP. In just those 2 runs, it actually leveled me up and gave me about 60%, so I highly recommend you guys doing this every day. You only need to do it twice, and it only takes about 10 minutes for a huge amount of EXP. Afterwards, I did my Vanishing Journey dailies. You get 5 quests that you need to do, and when you finish all of them, you get 8 arcane symbols for Vanishing Journey, and also a big chunk of EXP. If you were a casual player, at the very least I recommend doing just these quests. The EXP you get from just killing the stuff is already pretty good, and then the bonus EXP you get for completing all 8 of the quests gives you a good amount. On top of that, the arcane symbols are probably one of the longest time gates you have to go through in this game, and just working on this is probably the safest way to make progression. After you do the Vanishing Journey dailies, I also recommend doing the Erda Spectrum party quest. It's the NPC next to the one that gives you the daily quest in the first place, and you need to be in a party of up to 3 people. You can solo this, and once you complete it 3 times, you'll be able to get 6 extra arcane symbols. So just from Vanishing Journey, at the very beginning, you get 14 symbols a day. So after doing the Vanishing Journey dailies, and then doing the Erda Spectrum party quest, I got 14 arcane symbols, and this is enough probably to upgrade my symbol from level 2 to level 3. And this is probably the main way that I'm going to try to progress, is just trying to make sure that I'm doing these Arcane River dailies every single day, and as I unlock new areas, I'm going to try to keep doing them. So the next thing that I wanted to go through was the Node Stones. Node Stones is a big part of our 5th job, and it pretty much carries over until when you finish the game. There's 2 ways to access your nodes. The first one is via your V matrix in your 5th job tab. This lets you see which ones you've opened so far, and this is how you rearrange which ones you want. There's different kinds of nodes, and you can drag and drop them inside the nodes, and you'll be able to replace the skills that you've got. As for editing the nodes and seeing in full detail which ones you have, you need to talk to the node manager, either in Vanishing Journey or any of the main towns inside the Arcane River. The Vanishing Journey one is on the left side here, next to the Storage Keeper. And when you talk to them, you'll be able to choose this top option to enhance or craft a node. Inside the V matrix, there are 3 kinds of nodes. The first one are these blue ones, which are skill nodes. These are the nodes when if you put it into your V matrix, they're like additional skills that you can use. Secondly, you have your boost nodes. I'll explain a little bit more about boost nodes in a second, because these can be a little bit complicated. And the last one, which I don't have, are the purple nodes. They look like this, and these are special nodes that you can put in, and it gives you additional bonuses. Unlike the other nodes, only the purple ones are temporary, so they expire after a week whether or not you open them or you craft them. Regarding the skill nodes, they are pretty straightforward. It's just like any other skill you get in first, second, third or fourth job, and the only difference is that to be able to upgrade them, you'll need to have multiple of the same nodes and then you have to combine them. To combine them, you right click and you should be able to choose the option Enhance, and if you have any duplicates, you can combine them together and then level up the skill. So unlike the other job advancements, you won't be able to upgrade the skill as you level up. You actually have to find the node or craft it yourself to level it up. In the beginning, I highly recommend enhancing your 5th job skills whenever you can, because skill nodes are typically more expensive to craft than boost nodes. For new accounts, one of the best nodes that you can craft is Decent Holy Symbol. For me, I got lucky, and in the few that they gave us at the beginning, I actually opened up a Holy Symbol. But I do recommend getting this because extra EXP, extra drop rate is always going to be good. And this is probably one of the first skills that I'm going to max. So let's move on to the boost nodes. Each of these nodes have 3 different skills in them. The way that these work is when you have them equipped, they'll make the skills that are on the nodes get enhanced. Typically speaking, they do things that increases the damage of the skills. To be able to find out which nodes you want to use, you'll have to do a little bit of research for yourself and find out which are the main skills you want on particular nodes. For example, for me, I want to look for nodes that have Majestic Presence, Rapid Fire, and Brain Scrambler on the same node. Of course, I've only opened about 50 of them, so the chances of me finding that exact trio is quite low, but it's going to be one of the things I want to try find as I play the game. Hopefully that gives you a brief intro into how to use the V Matrix. I don't want to go into too much detail about the V Matrix because it's different for every class, but generally speaking, you want to just try to upgrade your skill nodes, get Holy Symbol, and then try to find the correct boost nodes for your class. I think that's enough of all the boring stuff. Let's move on to something a little bit more interesting and let's go through our daily bosses. I want to see how many of the bosses I can clear now that I have my 5th job skills, and then see how much money I get from these bosses. After running the first couple of bosses, I do feel a lot stronger, so I'm a little bit more confident going into Chaos Horntail, which is the next one I'm going into. If I can kill Chaos Horntail within a pretty good amount of time, then I'll do it every day instead of normal Horntail for the mesos. Regarding the drops from Horntail, I'm not looking for anything in particular, but I'm not going to complain if I get any drops. It was a pretty decent fight. Pretty happy that I actually got a drop too, so I can use this ring while I'm waiting for the other rings to come around. So it's not too bad. Also got a Chaos Horntail pendant, so this is a little bit better than the one I'm using, which is just a regular Horntail pendant. So yeah, overall, no complaints, and I think I'll be doing this every day. The last of the daily bosses that I need to do is Pink Bean. The reason why I didn't do Pink Bean originally, because I didn't think I had enough damage. The same reason why I didn't do Chaos Horntail, so let's see how we go against Pink Bean. Looks like now with our 5th job skills, Pink Bean is pretty straightforward. It's a little bit annoying because he keeps skill locking us, but what can you do? That's part of the boss, right? Anyway, I think that is all the daily bosses that I can run at the moment. Let's go quickly sell these crystals to see how much we get. In most towns, you'll be able to sell your crystals just via the quick move and then selling it to the collector. So let's just see how much we get from these bosses. From 358 to 417, so that's a pretty good amount of money. That's about 50 mil. So this will be my daily income on this character, so I'll be trying to do this as often as I can to try to hopefully build up a stack of meso. I'm not really sure how I'm going to spend the meso just yet, but saving money and waiting for events is usually the way to go. On top of that, because we cleared so many daily bosses, we also get reward points, so let's see how many reward points we get. So it looks like my income is just under 300 a day. which is pretty good. So hopefully that wraps up all the things I'm going to be doing on a day-to-day basis. We've added a few more things onto our list. We've got a lot more daily bosses that we can do for more money. We are going to be doing our Vanishing Journey dailies all the time so that we can get more arcane symbols. And also doing the event minigame so that we can level up a lot faster. Of course, we got to make sure we're doing our monster parks as well. So the 7 monster parks that I'm going to be doing are going to be the Vanishing Journey ones, and they give a hell of a lot of XP. So just basically do the highest monster park that you can do. All the monster parks after level 200 give you a good amount of EXP, and you won't regret doing it. Also, don't forget, if you did finish all the stones, you do have these EXP potions. Make sure you use these for some extra EXP. So I think that is all for this part. We got a lot of things done, and I'm pretty happy with the progress I've made so far. The next part of our journey is going to be not only leveling up, but also working towards the gear that we're going to be using to clear the content. So this is what we've gotten so far. Still a lot of slots in our inventory that we haven't filled out. For the rings, I've mentioned that I'm probably going to be waiting for the event rings to come around. So I've just got some placeholder rings that I don't really want to upgrade at the moment, except maybe the Tenebrous ring, but we'll see how that goes. For our CRA gear, this is what we're going to be using until we can replace it with the real thing. For the face and eye accessory, I haven't decided to upgrade these yet because I'm waiting to get a drop from Zakum with a good flame. For the pendant, earring, and belt, I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to use. I haven't decided if I was going to go for the boss set or I'm going for the alien set like I usually do, and I'll probably discuss this in the next part. As for the shoulder, gloves, cape, and boots, I'm also currently undecided. I'm not really sure if I want to go for a boss set or if I just want to stick with Pencileer and worry about it another time. Thank you all for watching and joining me on this journey so far. Wherever you guys are in the world, hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. And as always, take care. See you guys in the next one.